All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Rook Exodus issue number 2 from Ghost Machine Image by Geoff Johns, Jason Fabok, Brad Anderson, Rob Lee, I guess. So we're getting introduced to a new character here that's on the cover. It's Direwolf, and she is, relevant for the story so far, right? As you can see here in the beginning, and she needs to find Rook. Now, this immediately reminds me of what's his name? Geiger, with this wolf. I don't know why. Maybe because of the wolf that looks, the two-headed wolf. Anyway, I'm rambling. We see Rook here. He is at the end of I believe no, maybe it's a lake. I guess so, right? And he is missing his friend. Swine, because he made contact with him, and the goal is for him to, get Swine to go with him, off the planet. That's what he wants. He's his friend, right? But you can't have contact with him because he is dead. But Rook doesn't know that. So it seems that he got another reading for another crash site, and it's on the water. But there's a part. So, but he's hesitant to go on the water because the helmet signal is getting weaker. And he says, "I came to Exodus because I wanted to control things that were out of my control. Still do." And then we see this shadow, and oh no, it's what is it? This, how do you call it? A snapping turtle, something like that. Is this one of those species? All right. He escapes barely, but then dives on the water. And he says, "My flock is under attack. There's a feedback from the animals called instinct influence. All the wardens deal with it. Sometimes it's beneficial, other times it's not. The scientists who built these helmets said it would be a minimal nuisance, but it's more than that. We start to think and feel like the species we're connected to. The birds above have no feeling of loss as the creatures devour their brethren, only relief that it wasn't them. I fight the bird's overwhelming selfishness and remember Swine. He could be trying to call for help." So he takes the part and gets out, but the snapping turtle is behind him, wants to kill him, and then he's using his wrist gauntlet to call his Batmobile, right? And it rams into this creature, and the creature is now dead, right? And I said, "Oh yeah, there's some knives and stuff in here." So basically, it's just, the card kills the snapping turtle. So it didn't. I don't know. This car's not working anymore. So he's going away, right? And he's working on his rocket the whole day, and it's finished. And he says, "I wish Swine was here so I could feel some sense of celebration. I feel nothing. It's the burst suppressing it. I removed the helmet, but the instinct influence feel like it's still there. They're lingering in my head. They want to eat. Hide. Fly away. I do final calculations on the flight path of Exodus. Weather's clear. I'm ready to go. Do I leave without Swine? No, never. The birds are still inside my mind. They must be. I drink to get them out." I like it that Rook has flaws. He's somewhat bitter, and he has a drinking problem. So he's not the perfect hero. But then, Direwolf comes in, and so he grabs a gun and he says, "It's only me, Rook." And her name is Direwolf. She's the warden who trained all the others when we came here. Her and I wanted to be more than colleagues at one point, but the relationship between wardens was against the company rules, and she's a company woman. Drop the gun. What? I wouldn't. Who knows what anyone does anymore? Now drop it. She's a hard ass. She says, "Where's your helmet? Where's your helmet, Rook? Is that why you're here? You and your father still trying to rally the other wardens to save the world that can be saved?" And she says, "Swine is dead. I was so close to getting him out here alive." So she looks at the rocket. "You built it?" And he says, "Yeah, and it's finished. Swine's gone. I'm leaving tonight. Come with me, Donika," he says. But of course, her answer is, "No, I won't run away, just like Swine, right? I'm talking about escaping with me. They're coming back to fix the engine, to make things right. No one is coming back. Better World abandoned ship. They led us to watch the store with the promise of a return that's not happening. It's become a survival of the fittest, Lord of the Flies. Swine die because of their recklessness. So many have. I don't care about Better World's world anymore. And she says, well, this is our world. You need to stay and fight for it. This could be our second chance, Donica. Our only chance. Look at how big these things are. But then a giant explosion. And she says, he's here. Who? Direwolf? And she says, no, it's the man who murdered our friend. And look at this giant tank, man. The art is so good. And with all these beers. So this guy is establishing a link. Kill them. And all these beers with the laser things on top of it and people in it just firing. And she says, get your helmet on. You're as bossy as ever. I explain everything if we survive this. But until then, I'm bossy because I'm the only one left on Exodus without any sense of right and wrong. And she says, well, don't kill the animals because it's not their fault. Well, they're pretty murderers, right? All right. And so this guy says, do not stop. Well, bears fall left and right. His system is already plugged into whatever cameras are still working here. There's nowhere to hide. We need to get out of the city. So he says, you just said to stay and fight. I meant on Exodus, not this urban graveyard. Direwolf, it's not too late to join me. Who is that? After we are not dead, she says. But then, get to the rocket. That's how we're not dead. And she says, no. And there's a shooting fight. And she says, but he persists, hey, let's go, we can leave. But then a beer guy comes in and then shoots his cannon onto the rocket. And oh no, it's all over. Rook is never going to leave this planet ever again. All his hopes and dreams shattered in one shot. And he's pissed off. And she says, Rook! And they'll flee. It seems that the Batmobile is working again somehow. So how did he get the car? Because he left it behind with the snapping turtle. All right. She says, I'm sorry. No, you're not. If you really want to leave Exodus, I still can help you do that, she says. If you help me first. Save the rah-rah recruitment speech. I'm helping. If helping you means taking out the warden and the man who killed swine and destroyed my ticket off this planet, I am beyond in. Now, who is he? He calls himself Ursaw. And he's not a warden, Rook. Or at least he wasn't before he stole that helmet. Uh-oh. So who he killed before. It's getting real dark real quickly. See that? Sorry. And, all right. So there are, it seems that the bears are, genetic mutations like everything here on the planet. But it seems that Ursaw is also mutated somehow. He says, what does he want? He wants Exodus. Exodus is dying, he says. You're wrong. We can save Exodus, Rook. But we need to get together to the other wardens before Ursaw does. All right, and that leads us to the next issue. I'm sorry for the bad lighting because it's suddenly getting real dark here. So I apologize. But you can still see it's really cool. It reminds me of Mad Max, but then on another planet. It leads us to the next issue. I'm really enjoying this. I would say, you know what? Pick this book up. It's $3.99. It's pretty cheap. But I remember when... oh, by the way, there's a bio on Direwolf, so you can pause the video and read if you want. It's still cheaper than, Marvel and DC comics, and better quality, in my humble opinion. So yeah, I'll leave it to you what you want with this book, if you want to buy it or not. I think it's worth it, but that's me. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. And yeah, maybe you won't forget, but I have a campaign that is called, why am I forgetting? I'm forgetting my own campaign. I'm such a sucker. Gemini Crusader. It's I have a mailing list open. You can, put your email address in, and then you get notified when we go live. We try to go live in February. The book is over halfway done, drawn in colors. So if you want to support me and want to support my channel, please sign up. It's gonna be wild. It's a great comic. I'm gonna do pretty soon. I said that a couple of times, but I'm gonna do pretty soon some, share some pictures, some art, some coloring, talk about the story. I'm gonna promote my book a little bit here, but it would be great if you support my book. Anyway, that's enough rambling. I see you next time. Bye bye.